Hey guys, Jack here. Oh man, you guys are blurry. Oh, there we go. Now, as you can see, what's happening? I'm more stable now. Well, you guys are seeing my first recording on my new MacBook Air. And because I'm new, and since we're doing something new here, I think it's good to talk about the first Ultra that brought back the Ultra series into the limelight after Ultraman 80. That being Ultraman Tiga. Now, Ultraman Tiga is an interesting case. Now, there were two series that preceded it. Ultraman Powered and Ultraman Neos. However, those didn't really do well reception-wise, so people consider this the first true Ultra series since, well, I mentioned Ultraman 80. Now, the main plot is that in a new universe, the world is under attack, and a special unit known as Guts receive a message that they can stop the destruction of the world from these monsters by tracking down a pyramid of light. One of their members, named Daigo, resonates with a stone statue of one of said ancient protectors, and defends the world as Ultraman Tiga. Now, here's the interesting case. In the past show eras, in Ultraman Great and Ultraman Neos, a titular Ultra would either be an Ultra merged with a human or an Ultra in human disguises. Either way, while the human would control the body, the Ultra would still be in the driver's seat guiding them. This is, however, not the case here, because Daigo was the first instance, hang on guys, a little something there, was the first instance of controlling his Ultra form. Now, let's talk a little bit about Daigo. How can Daigo transform to Tiga, you ask? Well, I answer, Daigo is actually the descendant of an ancient civilization. More precisely, the original user of Tiga's powers, and subsequently, the original Tiga. Now, Daigo has a transformation device called the Spark Lens. Now, Daigo has two transformation ways. Sorry, guys. Daigo will either hold up the spark lens up in the air, press the trigger, releasing said lens, and transform. In later entries, Daigo, or other hosts, would shout, Tiga! Now, Daigo has another transformation. Instead of raising the spark lens up into the sky, Daigo can bring it close to his chest. This will allow him to transform into Tiga, but at a human scale. Now, Tiga was the first Ultra to introduce form change. Now, form change is something similar to, well, Kamen Rider. However, Tiga was the first Ultra to do this. Now, Tiga has three forms. Four forms. First is multi-type. Tiga's default form and activate whenever transformation used. Now, body-wise, Tiga will have a silver hair, round yellow glowing eyes, which is actually standard for a lot of Ultras. Mostly Heisei, but I'm not getting into that. Silver hands with some silver body markings on him, red body markings, and blue body markings. Now, I have to address the elephant in the room. If you people who are watching this right now have ever seen Ultraman, then yes. A long time ago, four kids, shout out to those of you who know who they are, tried to dub Tiga into a child-friendly action-adventure series. It was bad. I don't even want to go into it, I just wanted to mention it. But let's not get into that now. Back to multi-type. Now, Tiga has all the standard Ultra abilities of his show-up predecessors, and Neos are great. A timer on his chest, which warns him when his 3 transformation minutes are almost up. Flight, and energy-based attacks. His main form of attack is the Zempilion Ray. Tiga will cross his arm outward, arms with his handed fist outwards in front of him. He will open his fists and move them to the side. He'll then place his right arm at the bottom and hold his elbow on top of it, which fires his ray, which goes from the tip of his fingers all the way down near his elbow. Now Tiga's next form is Power Type. Power Type basically changes the body markings on Tiga to all red. Now, like the name suggests, this is Tiga's power form, so mucho strong. Basically, Tiga trades off speed, agility, and mobility for strength, power, and endurance. Now, this has another name finisher, but when I don't know a finisher's name, I prefer to give it my own little twist until I know it enough to remember. This is not one of those cases. I call it the Power Bomber. Now, Tiga will gather his hands together and form a red ball of energy near his timer, and then launch it with his right hand. Launch it as a beam attack with his right hand. Next is Tiga's Sky Type. Now, similar to Power Type, Tiga's body markings will change from either all red and blue mixed together, to all blue. Now this gives Tiga the contrast to Power Type. Tiga Sky Type has enhanced speed, mobility, and agility, while it decreases his power, strength, and endurance. Tiga's form for this finisher is what I like to call the Sky Slasher. Now Tiga will cross his arms together in an X-style shaped like this, and then will launch blue-colored energy slashes from his left arm. Next is Tiga Glitter Type. Now, Tiga Glitter Type, it was only seen in his movie and at the end, and in the final battle of his final episode of his series. Basically, it's Tiga. It's the hearts of every kid on Earth and every person on Earth, giving Tiga even greater light power. Now, for this finisher, Tiga's finisher is the Glitter Zempilion Ray. Now, the Glitter Zempilion Ray basically has the same motions of the Zempilion Ray. However, the Zempilion Ray fires white colored energy, while this one shoots gold color energy. Now, in Tiga's movie, Ultraman Tiga: The Final Odyssey, we later learned that Tiga was actually a leader of the Dark Giants and one of the most powerful ones. This is because in this universe, there were actually ancient Earthbound Ultramen. And my personal theory is that they actually came from the Land of Light to establish a colony here, but ended up abandoning those ideas to defend the people who already lived here. But in any case, there were 4 Dark Giants, their leader being was the original Tiga. However, he fell in love with a woman from the ancient civilization that I mentioned earlier, and turned against his Dark Giant comrades, defeating them and sealing them away. Fast forward to after the end of Tiga's series, they are released, and Daigo, who after the final battle of Tiga's series lost the spark lens when it crumbled into dust. There are a lot of theories about that, but I'm not going into it. Was given the dark spark lens. Basically, the original spark lens was white with gold coloring. The dark spark lens is dark gray with black coloring. Now this allows Daigo to transform into Tiga Dark, Tiga's original form. Now basically Tiga Silver is replaced with black, and the gray coloring on his body, yeah, I forgot to mention, it's not all silver, it's gray, namely his body and feet, are replaced with gunmetal gray. So Daigo left to fight the ancient giants, and just like his original Tiga ancestor, was able to absorb their power. When he fights the first dark giant, he becomes Tiga Tornado, basically, which is the counterpart to Tiga Power type. Now, he has the same finisher as Tiga Power type, that being the Power Bomber. When he fought the second dark giant, he absorbed his power. Now, this is because since they're still ultras, they both use light. They still use light energy. However, the evil giants use dark light energy. Now, you can probably guess what that means. But however, Tiga Dark, before he became Tiga, was able to after transforming his own light energy and dark light energy into pure light energy, found a way to absorb some of the dark energy from his former comrades and transform it into pure light energy, giving him the ability to transform into Flash, multi-type, power type, and flash type. And the same thing's happening here. Now, once again, after fighting the second dark giant, he becomes Tiga Hurricane. Basically, it's Dark Tiga's head and hands and the gray metal body color, but with the markings from multi-type. Flash type is for the next Ultraman, which I'll get into in the future. But this is actually Tiga's dark equivalent to Tiga Sky type, and once again having the same finisher, the Sky Slasher. Now, similar to the end of the series, the Dark Spark Lens disintegrated or turned to stone, either one, and Daigo lost the power to transform into both Tiga and Dark Tiga. But there's one thing. Now, in another movie known as the Superior 8 Ultra Brothers, an alternate universe version of Daigo, which I assume is the Ultraman version of the real world, for some cases, had the ability to transform into Tiga at the end of the movie. So, I have two theories. That could be along with his near second comrades, Ultraman Dyna, who exist in the same universe as him, Ultraman Dyna and Ultraman Gaia, could be the same Ultras from the Superior universe who kept their ability to transform. It's either that, or most likely the original Daigo from Tiga's universe was either remerged found the spirit of the original Tiga, who gave him a new spark lens to transform with, or that could just be or it could still be the Superior universe. But that's pretty much it for Ultraman Tiga. What do you guys think? Want me to talk more about other Ultras? Want me to talk about Tiga's two successors, Ultraman Dyna and Ultraman Gaia? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. I don't update often, but when I do, hit that bell icon, you'll get all the latest updates. Well, that's all for now. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching me on a more stable surface. Whoops, sorry about that. But again, that's all for now. This is Jack Keller saying, Tiga! And see ya!